So, YouTube has taken me down this trend of video after video about a lot of major YouTubers scaling back, pivoting, or leaving the platform altogether due to burnout, life shifts, and other circumstances. At least based on these videos, it seems like it's becoming kind of a trend. A lot of old YouTubers who've been on the platform for years and years and years and had a lot of massive success have just they've burnt out, and everyone and their mother has an opinion on it. If I'm completely honest, I'm not familiar with most of these big YouTubers at all. Not to say that they weren't amazing or massive, just my little corner of content that, I really enjoy has not been massively impacted. And so I'm not really feeling this weird shock like I'm losing a long-term friend or something like that I think that a lot of people right now are feeling. But as someone who recently crossed over 1,000 subscribers and has a lot of goals and dreams of at least being a part-time YouTuber and ideally a full-time content creator at some point, it makes me evaluate what's going wrong for these creators, or maybe what's gone right. Maybe some of them have had amazing success, made a lot of money, invested it wisely, and can literally just afford to move on and live their lives. That's the dream. To not have to be so focused and consistent and stressed about the work that you're doing. To be able to live your life, enjoy your life, and maybe some of them are just shifting on to bigger and better projects. We see this periodically in the YouTube filmmaking space in particular. People in the YouTube space get their production company going and get too busy to make content. I've even been there at points. Or they go on to direct feature films and they don't have time for the regular content creation anymore. They move up in the world and move on from the YouTube space. Everyone's journeys look different. People's priorities change as they get married, have kids, and get older. And that is just completely normal. For me, as I think about what I want my life to be like, currently I'm single. I live with my little dog, and my expenses are relatively low. I've had some challenging years in my business for sure, and while I love working with clients, I don't always want to be creating content for others. I also like just sitting and chatting with an audience like I am with you right now. So my goal is to make at least a part-time income on YouTube that would allow me to scale back on my client work. Not completely get rid of it, as I don't want all my eggs in one basket, but at least lessen the stress there and do more of what I enjoy the absolute most. And, really allow me to focus on some of my own creative projects, short films, fashion videos, whatever I feel like doing. I look at channels like Danny Gervitz, or on a grander scale, Film Riot, or Old Style Indie Mogul, and if I could be that, even on a smaller scale, and make at least $1,500 a month on YouTube, and take one or two commercial or wedding projects a month, for where I'm at right now in my life, I would be living the dream. I'd use that extra time to create and build this channel, maybe some other channels, and keep growing and diversifying. I love the process of creating videos. I love talking to the camera. I love sharing with the world. That's why I'm on YouTube. I don't see myself, getting a big team, maybe one assistant editor or a couple editors at some point, certainly contracting in people to film behind the scenes on shoots eventually, but figuring out how to properly hand off editing is not an easy task, and finding people I trust to film BTS is something that I haven't really even started to explore yet. But for now, I feel good editing my own videos, and the tripod and GoPro method of creating BTS is totally passable. Building in the time, setting realistic expectations, and doing what I can within my means is really the name of the game for me, for personally not burning out and getting discouraged. Having a good schedule where I work on video creation for, roughly an hour a day during the week, and maybe a little bit on the weekend, is very important to the longevity of this channel. Of course, there'll be times like when I'm making a short film or shooting a creative video that I put more time than that in. Or maybe over the weekend, I put in some extra work. But in general, having a steady, focused, clear time each day that I put in the work without overdoing it or putting it off should help me to at least maintain at the level that I'm at. I have the advantage of being a fast editor, understanding the power of batching content, and having a dedicated setup to make the workflow go a lot faster at producing the content. Of course, if I start really making money at the channel, then I'll be allocating more time to it, trying to grow it faster, and things are going to shift. But right now, the vast majority of my time is focused on my business, getting leads, editing client videos, etc., to keep the lights on. I started this conversation talking about creators burning out, and I want to bring it back to that because I think a lot of smaller creators, such as myself, have a fear that either the platform is crumbling or content creation is actually secretly a terrible career. I think that the key as we go along is not to be scared of it, but to have an awareness that, like any career, it can go in directions that we don't enjoy. And we need to evaluate opportunities and decisions as they come rather than just getting swept up in the hype of everything. Does managing a team sound exciting to you? Is it worth the stress to be able to push that content forward? Are we comfortable with the risks? Or are we chill being a smaller, more grassroots operation that is less likely to get millions of subscribers, but will still support us? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed, consider subscribing for more content, and next week I'll be sharing all about how to get much more confident on camera. I will see you then.